The girls are always asking, what's the skincare routine? What's the skincare routine? It's foundation. Hey hotties, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, it's your girl Sydney, and today I'm gonna show you my go-to everyday makeup routine. This is a cutesy everyday look that some people may consider soft glam. I don't know, but I really love this look because it elevates my photos and it has such a natural skin-like finish that I can literally wear this makeup anywhere and look good. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to get your makeup to look like skin, how to get it to really melt in and look natural even though we're using full coverage products and a lot of powders. I'm also gonna show you how I keep my under eyes from creasing, which is real because y'all be creasing out here. What specific brushes I use. I also have hyperpigmentation and acne scars. If you couldn't tell, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to tell, but I'm also going to show you how to cover that up with the makeup and still make it look super natural. All the products I'm going to be using today will be listed and linked down below, but feel free to use any of the products that you have at home to do your makeup routine with me, because this routine is less about what products you use and more about the technique and actually getting the steps of the routine down. Personally, I use a mix of drugstore products and high-end products, so it really doesn't matter. And because I love hearing from you all, feel free to comment down below as you're watching the video and let me know if we use any of the same products, if you would do a step differently, or what products you're currently loving right now. Because I'm nosy, I'm curious. Okay, let's get right into it. Oh, I had to do an outfit change because doing my makeup while wearing white, a dumb decision, right? First things first, let's talk the tools we're gonna be using. Today, I'm only gonna be using brushes in this routine, as well as these triangular sponges. I used to use beauty blenders like this, but I think using brushes is what really elevated my makeup and took it to that next step. When I was using sponges, my makeup would always look heavy and cakey, and you have to use so much more product with the sponge. You save so much product when you use brushes, but the choice is up to you. I only use these 4 brushes: a compact concealer brush, a wide but dense foundation brush, a blush brush that I've absolutely destroyed, as well as a fluffy powder blush brush. Let's not talk about the fact that my brushes are in fact dirty. I was gonna wash them before this, but one, no time. Also, I have this slight superstition that when I wash my brushes, I lose one makeup skill. Like, the makeup never hits right with all clean brushes, but I will wash them after this, I promise. Let's get started. First things first is skincare. Skincare. If you only learn one thing from this video, please know that skincare is the most important while doing your makeup, because the makeup is always going to look ugly. And when I say ugly, I mean ugly if it does not have a good base to sit on top of, point blank period. If you've ever gotten your makeup done by a professional, you'll see that they spend a confusing amount of time just on skincare. And I always thought that, like, oh wow, they're treating me to under eye patches and nice heavy moisturizer. No, they're doing that because they know the skin is not going to look right without it. So if you have not washed your face for the day, get up and wash your face, do that skincare routine, put on your serums, and after you do your regular routine, you're gonna wanna go in with like a medium to heavyweight moisturizer. This is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This moisturizer is a little bit more on the heavier side, but my skin is so dry. It's so freaking dry because we're not quite out of winter yet, but in the summertime, a lighter weight moisturizer will do just fine. For most people, the next step would be to go in and use a primer. Now, if I were to use a primer, I would 100% use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Both the red and the blue are great options, but right now, I'm not even using primer. Scandalous. I know. But I feel like with the proper skincare and this moisturizer, my makeup always ends up looking like skin. My under eyes don't crack anymore. The makeup doesn't settle into my fine lines. I don't know how it works, but it does, so I'm not changing it. But on days when I know I'll need to be wearing the makeup for like 12 hours or I'll probably be sweating, I'll definitely go in with this primer. Like, I have a photo shoot all day tomorrow, I will have primer on. Once you've decided what to use as your primer, now we can do the eyebrows. If you have sparse eyebrows, go ahead and fill them in right now. I don't have sparse eyebrows, aka I am God's favorite, I know. So I just gel up my eyebrows. You can use any type of brow gel. They all pretty much work the same, but I'm lazy and I use hair gel, but any type of gel will work. I brush the gel through my eyebrows with the spoolie brushing up and then over. Be careful to not use too much like I did, but I like to use just a gel on my eyebrows because it gives me such a more natural look than like when we used to paint our eyebrows on in 2016. You know what I'm talking about. Now we can spot correct. If you have any acne scars or dark marks that show through your makeup, this is a quick and easy way to cover them up without having to later use tons and tons of foundation. We're gonna take a full coverage concealer. Today you guys get an unboxing because my Ulta order just came in. Brand new out the tube, just just for YouTube. So to spot correct, all you need to do is take your full coverage concealer and dot each and every spot you want covered up. I usually just go for the more obvious ones instead of trying to cover everything up because it gives a more natural look underneath the makeup. Wait for it to dry down, or if you're impatient like me, use a fan to speed up the process. When it's slightly drier, take your concealer brush and blend them out slightly. When did I take these off? What is happening? Why did I take these off? Oh Lord, ADHD is in full effect, cause what? Perfect, you should look just like this, confusing. This step is obviously completely optional, but it's helped me so much with the dark spots that I have, so hopefully it can help one of you as well. Next, we can go on to the highlight where we can add even more concealer. I only add concealer to the places that I want to accentuate and highlight and bring to the front. Using a concealer shade that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than me, I'm gonna highlight the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, the tip of my chin, and also my under eyes. For the under eye placement, you can see that I do it in this triangular shape. Ooh, that was terrible. That's because it makes you look snatched when you blend it out. Just wait and you'll see. At this point, you should start to look crazy, and that is how you know you're doing it right. This is a brand new concealer, so I am going to wait a little bit for it to dry down. As I'm waiting for it to dry down, I'm gonna do my nose contour. You can contour your nose however you want. I just use any random fluffy brush, and I use a liquid concealer that's like 2 shades darker than my foundation shade. Dot on the sides of my nose, and then blend up and down on the sides. This is the one thing that I do underpaint, so I don't really care about how the lines go because I'm going to be covering it up with foundation. It's really just to create the illusion of a shadow, but be warned, if you do too much, you're gonna look crazy. And I don't try to make my nose any smaller. I just follow the natural shadows of my nose. There are so many different ways you can contour your nose. I just find this to be the easiest. And it also brings a little bit of warmth and contrast back to the center of my face. After your concealer has had a little bit of time to dry down, I'm going to go in and blend out the concealer that I put on my chin, down my nose, and on my forehead first. Don't touch the under eyes yet. Now we can move on to the good part, foundation. I love a good medium to full coverage foundation that is matte. Argue with your mother, but if you want that IG baddie Facetune look in real life, you have to use a more matte foundation. I'm gonna put my foundation in all the places that I did not put concealer. So basically my cheeks and my temples, putting a little bit first and adding more if I feel like I need more coverage. This is how I prevent myself from wearing globs and globs of makeup every single day. With your foundation brush, just take the one section you're trying to blend and go over the product again and again in a stippling technique, so no dragging, just picking up and putting down the foundation over and over again 100 times over. I saw this super funny TikTok and I just wanted to bring the conversation to this video in particular, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed by this whole makeup thing. You're watching my video, you're watching other people's videos, you're like, I don't even know how these girls are doing this. Don't worry. You know, people always ask me, how'd you get good at makeup? How'd you get good at makeup? And honestly, I don't even know. I've just done my makeup so many times, it's kind of second nature. So if you're feeling a little intimidated by the process, I would say just do your makeup over and over and over and over and over again. Do it more often. Find more places to wear makeup. If you're a no makeup girly, maybe your Saturday nights are when you decide to put on a face of makeup. And while it may look questionable in the beginning, the more and more you do it, the better it's going to look. Trust me. It took me this long to get this routine down, and I'm still learning. I'm not even that good, for real. Don't forget the neck. And then you're all good. This is a great time right now to stop and do a progress check. If you're looking at yourself and you're like, oh, I can still see this spot or this spot looks uneven, don't move on to the next step and add more foundation or add more concealer or whatever it is you need, because we're not going to be adding any more coverage products from here on out. So just do a little check. I think this looks good for me, so I am going to move on. Yes, I know I still have not blended out my concealer, but first, blush. I do like to blend out my blush before I put on concealer because it gives me more of a blush from within look instead of just a huge spot of blush on my face. You can do it however you want. Right now we're using a super pigmented liquid blush. I just dot it just about here between my temples and my cheeks, and as I blend it, I bring the pigment to right about underneath the middle of my eye. I'm gonna be going over this with powder, but if all you have is liquid or cream blush, you can add more or less. Now we are ready to finally blend out the under eye concealer. If you have been struggling with your under eye concealer creasing, this is the trick to get perfect under eyes. But listen to me, this part is super time sensitive, so you're gonna need to make sure that you have everything ready to go. Grab your concealer brush, your loose setting powder, and 2 triangular makeup sponges. One that you use for powder and one that is completely clean. Now with this clean sponge, you're going to get it damp, not wet, slightly damp. Let me do that really quickly. I can't take full credit for this trick because I stole it from a lady on TikTok, but after doing this, my under eyes have never creased. So now, it's kind of an assembly line. You have to move a little bit fast. Not fast, you can breathe. Don't worry, you're not gonna mess it up, but you can't take 3, 4, 5 minutes to do this. I would take no more than like a minute to 2 to do each eye. So first I'm just gonna rehydrate my eyes because I've been talking a lot. You probably won't need to do this if you're just doing the routine step by step, but if it's taking you a long time, I think my concealer has dried down a little bit. I wanna rehydrate it. First, we're gonna blend the concealer out, going down and then over. I like to take it all the way up because it really gives that snatched look. I know it looks crazy on the side here, but don't worry, we're gonna fix that. Blend it down as far as you want. I don't take it further than my nose area here. And then I try to make a sharp line with the contour that we left. Once it's blended out to your desire, take your damp sponge and slightly pat over it, buffing that in. Then take your powder sponge, dip it into your powder, get it real good. Take off the excess on your hand, and then set your under eye. And I love this part because you can really see the difference between my 2 eyes. This eye looks so much more smaller and like just elongated than this one. My eyes are the same size, but this placement really snatches. Yeah, very good, very good. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. This is my most important step because if my concealer creases, it's not a good day. Point blank period. Ooh, I did not do it on the other side, but it's okay, I'll just fix it. But when I bring the concealer all the way up here, I like to just take my foundation brush with nothing on it and blend that out a little bit, just on the side here. Ooh, the new concealer lays so nice. Yeah, look at how that just transformed my face shape. I literally look like I'm doing Now we can finally move on to powders. We're gonna use the exact same loose setting powder that we set our under eyes with to set the other places that we put concealer. So the forehead, down the nose, on the chin. I really like to tap it all off because if you don't, it'll just be too powdery and weird. If you wanna look even more snatched, I just put a little powder here to make a line in the blush. You can see how this gives me a nice little angle jawline thing that I did not have before. Same thing on this side. And then I go in with a finishing powder that's the same color as my foundation, and this is a little light, but it's fine. And then set all the places that I did not use concealer on. And our cheeks over here. We're looking good. It's looking really good. Powder blush next. I didn't use powder blush before, but now I do. It makes a world of a difference. And I just blush until my ancestors tell me to stop. Sometimes they don't tell me to stop early enough, so if you mess up like I do, if you mess up like I do, just take your dry foundation brush again and use it to tone down the pigment. And we're almost done. It's almost time to set this down. But before you go on and just use your setting spray, I would suggest you go to a different location and check to see if you actually look like what you think you look like. There's a lot of times I'm in this like ambient lighting. It looks so pretty when I'm in here, and then as soon as I step outside, I look crazy. So like for me, it's gonna be my bathroom that has like that super bright white light. If you need to take yourself outside and go on your balcony with a mirror, do that. Just find somewhere else that has super good light to make sure that the colors and the blend is looking like what you want it to look like. Because if you can look good in the most unflattering lighting situation, you can look good anywhere, especially if you're planning to step outside with this stuff on. Let me go check. Surprisingly, even with my horrific eyesight, I look pretty good. So now we can actually set this down. The key to making a full coverage makeup look like this that has tons of different products and powder and everything look natural and look like your skin is the setting spray you use. I always use a hydrating, dewy-ish setting spray. Sometimes the dewy is a little sticky. Something that's gonna make me more radiant and all of those things because it really blends in the powders and make the powder not look like powder. It makes you glow a little bit, even though you saw all of the powder that I put on. This is a setting spray I really recommend. I was shocked when I first used it. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. Most of us are familiar with the matte formula, but this is the vitamin C cactus flower water formula. And especially in the summer when I want to give like fresh looking and not like I have a full face on, this is what makes me look like I don't have a full face on. I just drowned. Why did I try to talk during that? Oh my God. Ugh. That was a, ugh. Tastes like I went to the pool. Well, I was gonna say I just drowned myself, but I didn't mean it literally. Jesus, that was so dumb. That was so stupid of me. Oh my goodness. That's gotta go in a blooper reel somewhere. I also like to pat off some of the excess if it's collected in like dots, because sometimes setting spray will set in dots on your face. There you go. And you can see like I'm literally shining. Y'all remember how much powder we put on the under eye? Yeah, I'm glowing. And this is what makes it a little bit more everyday to me than like an actual glam look. Yeah, we look fresh, we look glowing. It's really giving skin. I'm super into it. Now we can do the fun part. You're coming up on the end. We just have a few more steps to do. These are what I like to call my finishing touches. Truthfully, my routine on these changes drastically from whatever month, whatever season, whatever I'm feeling that day. The first thing I like to do, and honestly my favorite part of a makeup routine, is the lip combo. I can use my new lip products. Okay, we're gonna be basic today and just do a nude lip liner with a clear pinky clear gloss. So this shade is 2 to 3 shades darker than nude for me. Oh, I wish I could have that as just a lipstick. That is cute. And then we can use our brand new Fenty Heat in the color Fussy. I have never used this before in my life, so I'm super excited to try it. Oh, it's not shiny. Oh. That's super pretty. I love it. Perfect for the everyday natural. Yeah. That's our lip combo. Honestly, as simple as it gets. Sometimes I'll mix glosses. It's truthfully whatever I'm feeling. And the step that I almost always forget, but is apparently a trend now, no lash makeup is apparently a trend now, who knows? The step that I always forget is doing something to my lashes. I don't love to wear strip lashes because I can't put them on. Sometimes I'll do my lash clusters, like my lash extensions, which you guys have seen me put on in videos before. But today we're just gonna go in with a simple mascara. This is a volumizing mascara. So it'll really just bring some attention to my lashes while still making them look a little bit more natural, like more natural than a strip lash. Voila. Perfect. And then what do we do? Oh, and then we're done. Are we finished already? I do everything? Sometimes I forget. I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes the ADHD comes out and I forget something, but I don't think I forgot anything today. Period. Get the hair right for the reveal. Ooh, that looks so good. What? Do we actually look this good? No way. And this is the final look. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and my routines and the tips and tricks that I shared with you all today. If you did, go ahead and let me know by giving this video a like. And if you've made it all this way without leaving a comment, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what your favorite part of your specific makeup routine is. For me, like I said, it's the lip combo because I can mix it up. I can look completely different based on what lip combo I wear. Let me know down in the comments because this is a conversation. This is a community and I love speaking with you guys. Last but not least, go ahead and subscribe for more videos like this. All right, bye y'all. This is the kind of makeup you gotta take a picture for. Okay, everybody get in it. Jeez. Oh, that was kind of ugly. Okay, let me actually pose. Yeah, she's that girl.